welcome! And today I'm not playing a game. I did this kind of a while back where it was like ranking all the games I've played so far. Well, I've played a lot more and I feel like I should do it again. I've got a lot more games. I so intended to do this like a couple weeks ago and I just didn't. And so now we're here with like 60 games, and I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. I think the last one was like 50 minutes long. I want to keep this one shorter, but we've definitely got more games this time around. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so here, this is our table, list, whatever. I've shortened it. It was a lot longer in the previous variation. But we have really good, would play again, good as is, need some work and just didn't work. So, I think there's only going to be a few up here. I don't remember how many there were up at the very top last time, but I don't believe a lot are getting up there. Okay, so I tried to order these in like the chronological order of when I played them from the last point to now, with of course assessment examination coming in last. So Curtain Call Act 1. I remember this game fondly. I have not played it or its predecessor in a while, but I remember it fondly. I know the graphics were good. I know it got me a couple times. I know it kept the tension relatively high. I think it's good. I would definitely play it again. I think the end, or not the ending, the beginning was good as well. I think it is good at, but it could be more, definitely. And they saw potential in it to where, you know, there is more of it. There's part 2. So I'm gonna say would play again because they saw the potential enough to further it. So I think I would play that again. The Prototype. I remember this one. It's good. I don't think it's scary. I just don't. To my memory, it wasn't as terrifying as I so desperately wanted it to be. And I think it just could have done better. Like, it is good as it is, but it has the potential to be more. And that's I think that's fair. It's good for what it is. It can be kind of scary, I guess, but I think it could be more. I spent so long on this card game just playing. It was so good to just... This is Mr. Magpie's harmless card game. It's so good to, like, just go for it. I think it could use some work. And I think I said that when I played it, that it was good, it just needed some work. It said it was inspired by, oh my gosh. Inscription. It said it was inspired by Inscription, and I think the only inspiration I saw at the time was that it was just a card game. I don't know if this has been updated. I should probably check it out again to see if it is, but as it was when I played it, I think it... I think it needed some work, but I would so play it again. Because it was just so addicting. I think it needs some work. I just think it's not quite there to where I can say that it's good as it is and it just needs, or it just has potential to be better. I think it needs some work. That's nothing wrong. That's not to say that this game isn't good. It is good. It just needs some work. There's potential in there that hasn't been fully reached yet. Next. Okay. So, this one, I would not classify as horror. Well, maybe in the broad spectrum I would. Like, horror is very broad. But, like, I think it's in its own subcategory as something that's not your basic horror. Which sounds like duh, because most horror games are. But, I don't know, it is so odd. It's almost like not existential, but like Cthulhu or the cosmic horror. It's like that, which I don't find that scary. I think the game is well done. I think the game is well done. The graphics are good. I think the way it's presented is okay. I don't love it, but I think it's good for cosmic horror. I think the ending is interesting. I think it got me once with one of the jump scares. I think it's good as is. I think with cosmic horror, it definitely has the potential to become more. So it's good as is. I think it has potential to become more. Ultra ADHD. That game was a lot of reading. It reminded me of a VR game I had heard about a while back. Definitely an interesting one. I know it has multiple endings. For me, I think it was fun to a certain extent. I think it's good. I don't think it has... That seems harsh. I don't think it has the potential to become more. I think it's reached its limit. Would I play it again? No, I don't think so. I just don't think it's my style, that's why. I think if it was my style of game, I would play it again. I just don't think it is. So, it doesn't have potential to become more. It doesn't need work. I'm gonna put it in would play again, because for me, I wouldn't, but it has multiple endings, so for someone that likes the style of the game, it's definitely replayable. Last Train Home. That's a short one. Like a very short, simple game. It's kind of like a fetch quest kind of thing. But for some reason, it has gripped me. Like, I really, really love the premise, and I really love how it's done. I think it leaves you with more questions than answers. I think there is the potential to become more. I think it was made for a game jam. I could be wrong on that. I think it was made for a game jam in like 24, 48 hours. It's really good. I think it does, like, 8-bit or 16-bit, whatever it is, it tends to not be really scary or not keep the tension up, but I think it did it, to the best of its abilities really well. I think it's a really good game, and I think I would love to see whatever idea was cooking in that person's brain. I would love to see it expanded upon. So, like, as odd as it is, I want to put it up here, and I think I'm going to keep it up here. I don't know why, I just really love the game. Okay, this is Exhibit of Sorrows. This is one that I think had potential, but couldn't quite grasp at it with the way they wanted to do things. I think the story that was being told through the paintings, like the drowning and the child abduction and stuff like that, I think it had a good story and it had the potential. It just couldn't get it across with the way it wanted to. I just don't think it came across well. It had potential, it had a great concept, I just don't think it could have been fully realized with the way they did things. So unfortunately, I'm gonna say this needs some work. Now, this good old Steam demo now. I played this twice. I didn't want to put it in here twice, but I played it twice. So I played it before it got the update, and I played it after it got the update. Both times, oh my goodness, was it great. It truly incredible. I think side effects is, I mean, it's just good. I think it's replayable. I don't know if they have a story, but I think if there is like a story to it, I think they're doing well with it. I think it could be fleshed out more, but if it's just like a tabletop game, then it doesn't need to be. And I think I'd play it again. It's really good. It is. I just don't think there's enough for me to be like, yeah, this is something. Which is so odd because I have Last Train Home on there and that thing's freaking 5 minutes. But I don't know. I would play this again and it's really good. I don't know. I just feel like it's better there. On would play again, it's just not up here. That's not anything to, like, I really like it. I just think it still has further to go. And I mean, clearly they're making a Steam version of it, so they also probably think it has further to go. And once it reaches that, then it will probably be in really good. But for now, it's just, I'd play it again, which I have. I've played it twice. Afternoon Spaghetti, it's a short, really short game. The graphics are cute. I think the lighting's cute. I think the interdimensional travel's kind of a cool little concept. I think it's good as is. I don't think it has potential to move forward, but it is. It's just good. A Quiet Place. This is another one that had a really good story that I don't think was portrayed as well as it could have been because of the way that they did things. I think it's portrayed in a more cutesy way, which is fine. That's probably not the best way to describe that, but I think it could have gone one or two ways. It could have gone the way it did, or it could have gone a more realistic way where it's like, because I think it's listed under horror, and I've said this for one other. If you just switch really hard into a really realistic setting with really harsh lighting and like cut the music completely, and I think there's a moment where it could have done that, that will really like lock in that horror aspect. If you're doing something with a more calm art style, I think that you kind of almost have to do it that way if you want it to be horror. But I think the way it did it is, it's alright. I just think it could have done that switch and kind of really got that horror step across with that topic. So, kind of goes with Exhibit of Sorrows. The Dead Seat. This one's a good one. So we have a string of kind of really good ones here. The Dead Seat is a game I would not only play again, but I would actively like pay $20 for. Like, it is a good game. I think it's on Steam. I don't know if it's released or not. But if it is, I think it's cheap. Actually, let me look real quick. Okay, I looked. it's usually $3. So it is out on Steam. Highly underpriced. Right now it's on sale even, so even lower of a price. Like, this is just a good game that I would pay so much more money for, and I think I am actually going to play the full game soon on the channel, because I really, really loved it. I don't know what a difference would be, though. I didn't think it had anything that it could improve upon. I mean, clearly that means it's really good. I really don't know how they're going to take it from where it is on itch.io to where it is now on Steam. I don't know what the difference is going to be. Maybe it's a graphics change. Maybe there's... I think it's multiple endings. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's really, really good. I really love the idea. It hits some harsh topics, but I think it does it well. It's just, I mean, it's really good. Everything about it's really good. What is this? Don't close it? I cannot read that. Oh, make sure it's closed. Yeah, okay. That's about a 1 minute play. And I think it could... I think it's good. I think it has the potential to be more. As always, it's 1 minute-ish long, super short. I think it could be more, but obviously it's good as is. It's simple. I think it'll get you if you're not expecting it. I think it keeps tension relatively high. So I think it's good as is. It has the potential to be more, obviously. Examination of Fear. I'm going to be really harsh with these. I feel like I'm going to be really harsh with these survey horror games. And it's only because I think they have so much potential that is just not realized. And it's heartbreaking to have it right there, right at the cusp of greatness, and it just keeps slipping. I think, if I remember correctly, this one did well. Then there's no replayability with these. Unless there's multiple endings, which I don't think there are for most of them, it's just not replayable, which kind of sucks. I really, really wish the genre was able to be, like, done better. It just hasn't been yet. Well, besides, there's one. But anyway, I think they're good. This is not me saying they're bad. When I say it has potential and it hasn't grasped at it yet, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it has length to go further. I think if this is the one I'm thinking of, it had good graphics. It had a good idea, always. They usually always do. I think it was good. I just don't think it reached it fully. Examination of Fear. I think it's good as is. Always has the potential. Okay, I just went and double checked because I didn't want to get this wrong. Examination of Fear, it did have a found footage portion in it. I just wanted to make sure I was talking about the right one. I've played a lot of these. Sometimes they're very similar. Examination of Fear, it had moments where it was really good. Again, I think it could have been more, but I think this one's pretty good. Like, if I were to make it just a tier list of all the survey horror I've done, this one would go probably right below, like, near perfect. Because this one was good. It had found footage, it had some bits where text was on the screen, it had some moments where it had moving pictures in it, so it was really good. I just wanted to double check that it was Examination of Fear. Of course, I think it could be more. This one... What is that, horror game? I think so. Yes, that is horror game. I'm trying to think. Okay. This one didn't have any jump scares. It had good graphics. I think most of these do. Like, I can't ever fault the graphics. I think they're all good. It definitely didn't have any jump scares. I think it kept tension relatively high. I think it's good. I think I would play it again to show somebody, kind of like, look at this, it's funny, it's short, it's good. I don't think it has any more potential. Well, I think a lot of things have potential. This one, yeah, I think it has some potential to be more, but it's good as is. Okay, Rot. This one was, I think, PT inspired. It's good. I think it has a story it wants to get across, and it does that. Okay. I talked about this in the video. The trigger for the house change, I don't know what it is. I really can't tell. The story's jumbled if you don't read the notes correctly, so you can't really tell what's happening. I mean, you get the pieces, put them together. I just think it needs some work to be as good as it wants to be. And I think I broke the game once or twice while playing it by accident. So maybe it needs some work. That's not to say it's bad. I think it's good. I think the story it wants to get across is fine. I just think it needs some work. Flies in a Jar. I would... This is like an SCP-ish kind of game. I don't think I'd play it again. It's just good for like a short game. I think it has some good ciphers in it. I think a Caesar cipher was used. I think the idea is very SCP-ish. Yeah, sort of. So I think it's good. I don't think it has the potential to be anything more than it is. I think it's just good as is. I think it has some good ciphers in it. So I think it's good. Feedvid was one where you watch the videos. It had some puzzles in it. And I know they did another one. They did Feedvid Live, and I think that one's a little better, because I'd say this one needs some work to be horror or classified in the genre of horror it wants to be in. I think it could use work, and I think they definitely improved upon that when they did Feedvid Live. I've seen some clips of it, so. Death Sketchbook, a looks like horror game, is not a horror game, but it was really fun. You kind of just, it was like a spot the difference kind of game. I think it's good as is. It doesn't, I don't think, well, it could definitely have the potential to be more, but I think it's just good as is. Them. Okay. I played this with someone, and we had a fun time with it. I liked the, this is another one that I think is on Steam, and I will play the full game, actually, on camera, because I really want to see how they take that, because it was, they shifted from it being realistic to in a video game, and we kind of had this mysterious figure in an old arcade game. It was just really good, and it's kind of like the style I really, really like. It definitely reminded me of Benny Bash. Love that. Cannot wait to play that again. I think this, obviously it needs some work because it's just a demo, but it has potential, and I would definitely play it again. So I'm going to put it here for now, because it's not I have not played the full game, and I definitely think it needs a little more before I can be like, yeah, this is really good. Evaluation. Again, I did this with somebody. I think there is different endings. It's just so long. And once you go through it once, you're not going to be scared anymore. So, it's just so long you don't want to get to the other endings. I think we even tried to do different endings. I don't remember if it worked or not, but it just was this process. We were just sitting and waiting. So, I love this idea. It just doesn't work for me. I think it's in the same general genre as survey horror. I think it just needs some work. I think it's too long for me to want to go back and do multiple endings, because I feel like it doesn't change enough to keep up the tension, and it doesn't keep me interested enough to care any further if it doesn't change anything. I don't know if that made sense, but that's, yeah. Okay, 20 words in 20 seconds. I don't think I could say much about this, considering it's like a short game. I'm gonna use it for warm-ups before I start writing. But other than that, there's not much to say. It's just a good game, obviously. I mean, I guess it has to go up here, because I would play it again, because I'm gonna use it for warm-ups, for writing. It's just a quick, fast, fun game to get your brain thinking. Probably, I don't know, increase hand-eye coordination. You could probably use it to increase hand-eye coordination. You could probably use it to better your typing as well. It's just a good... It's just a decent little game. Exit the game to win. That's a good one. I think obviously it has potential, because I think there are a lot of games out there that have kind of done the same thing. I think it's good as is. I don't think I'd play it again, because I think it only has one ending. No, I think it has two, so I would definitely play this again. I think it had good dialogue between the player and the voice, so I think it was just well done. I have nothing bad to say about it. Jumping back into survey horror, please answer carefully. This is one where I say all of them have potential. I think this one didn't. Out of all of them, this one doesn't have potential. Its base idea is a stalker. Someone that you broke up with, or, severed ties with, and they want another chance, and they're trying to, break in. I just don't think it could go anywhere but where it already has. And because of that, I'd say it's not... It's good. It's a good game. It's fine for what it is. It's just not really great. I think it could do its premise better. I don't think it has potential. I think it still needs... Here's the dilemma. I think it doesn't have potential to go further, but it needs to go further. It needs something more to be scarier. Although, it does one thing I have not seen in a while for survey horror, and it uses that binaural audio. I think that's what it's called. So, I think it needs more. I don't think... Okay, here's this. Plain and flat. Probably not the best way to say that. It doesn't have the potential to go further into different types of horror like some of the survey horror does. However, it has the potential to have more dialogue between the creator of the survey, the person who's, you know, the stalker, and the player. That is what needs work. Hyperjump is another short, sweet game. I probably wouldn't play it again just because I'm not a huge fan of that. I think it needs music. I think I played background music for it because it had no music. So it's good as is, but it has the potential to be better with music. If it had music, I'd play it again. We Become What We Behold. When I did this video, it was for a very important topic, a topic that's still very important. More information in the video. I don't have all the information with me right now, and I don't have the ability to properly relay that information, but the video does. And I even put a couple links to important videos that go over it. Anyway, the topic was important. The game is good. I think it sends a good message. I think it's short. It's sweet. I've played it thrice, so I don't know if I'd play it again, but at the same time, I definitely would. I know I would. I've played it before. I'll play it again. It's just a good game. Good developer. I think I've played some of their other games as well. Closing Doors. That's a short one. I think it does what it wants to well. I think obviously it has the potential to be more. I think you could have the player explore the different floors, or have, like, at one point an elevator appear on the other side. Because you don't have the ability to move. So if you suddenly give the player the ability to move, like open the doors and don't close them, I think somebody will eventually hit WASD, because that's just immediately where you go. And then once you move out of that elevator, have that disappear and reappear on the other side. With obviously a look back. So, step out of the elevator, player looks back to elevator is gone, elevator appears on the other side, player turns around, there you go. That's what I think it could have. So I think it has the potential to be more, but it's definitely good as it is. What is it? Venus Looks for Jupiter was a good parkour type game. I said this in the video. I think it needs more for the player to do in certain areas. I think it's good. I think it has good movement. I think it's very smooth. I think there's music in there that I definitely liked. I just think it needs some work. It needs more for the player to do in certain areas. Other than that, it's good. My side, the demo. Demo and full game kind of go hand in hand. The demo and the game go kind of hand in hand. We played both. This was the one with the audio issues, which I hated because I so wanted that to work out and it just didn't. It was too quiet, unfortunately. But game, that's not the game's fault, by the way, that was my fault. But the game is good. I mean, really good. I think it has multiple endings. There are achievements you can unlock. It's not, at some points it's slow, but not for the player. Does that make sense? Like I wasn't the one playing this one, but if I was playing, it definitely wouldn't have been slow at all. And I'm willing to play this again. It's a really good game that I think does horror well. It doesn't lean too hard into it, but when it does it well. I think it's really, really good, and I would play it again. It doesn't lean into horror as much as I'd like it to, though. It's more of a fun game, less of a horror game, so unfortunately, and that's not to say that I'm basing these off of whether it's a horror game or not, but my side, I think, was pushed as a cutesy-ish horror game, and it didn't connect with the horror enough. So, the game is amazing. It just didn't connect with its horror side enough for me to put it all the way up there. Which again is nuts. I thought for sure it would be up here when we started. I was like, oh yeah, my side's gonna be... No, it just didn't connect enough with its horror side. You know what? Actually, what am I talking about? The Weeping Angels would have killed me. And that girl, nah. I don't know what I'm smoking. I just remembered there's that part at the end with the one that's messed up. It made me laugh so hard, but it's good. Like, it reminds me of a couple art pieces I've done of horror monsters. It's good. The Weeping Angel bit is really good. The beginning portion is decent. Like, when it tries its hand at horror, it does it well. So, forget that. I definitely would play this again. I think it's great, and I think it's a must play. A game about literally doing your taxes. Okay, this one was cool. I think it had a horror ending, which, potential. Yeah, I think this game is great. I think the graphics are good. I think the concept is great. I think it has potential to be so good. If you snap out of what you're doing and you then allow the player to move around before snapping back into this delusion and kind of have that sort of, oh, take your pills, spit them out, stay in this, like, world of peace or break out of it. It kind of had that, my side kind of had a similar choice. That, and then if the player chooses to break out of this, delusion, what the world outside looks like, why they're there, like, it has so much story potential. So I'm it's good as is, just has potential to be more. I kind of want to knock all of these out, and I think I only took a photo of one. No, yeah, there they are. The Investigator series, I think I'm going to do it all in one. They're just good as is. I wouldn't play them again. They had a nice little... Some of them were better than others. I think I definitely liked this one and that one better than this one. This one just didn't feel as good. It just didn't. Wow. It just didn't. I think it's still good. It just didn't feel as good as the rest. A relaxing typing game. Okay, so I think this one was alright. It's there's not much to say about this. It's a very simple game that's just about typing. I think it's another one that is like 20 words in 20 seconds, but I don't think I'd play this again. I think it's fine as it is. It's just something for you to like play while you're bored, or a typing game that you don't kind of have to really focus too hard on, or if you want to improve your typing in general. It's just good. Okay, window frame. So, this one was a good one. It wasn't fantastic for me. I think it could have done more. So I think it needs work. I think it could have done more. I don't know if it's a demo or what, but I think it just could have done more. That Dream. This one was actually a good one. I think it needed to have more interaction with the creature, and I think I said that when we played it. So it needs just more interaction. Other than that, it's good as is. This one has multiple endings. I don't know how to get them. It has multiple dialogue choices. It changes. It's good. It has potential. And I said that when I played it, that I felt like it was going to pull away and go into a bendy style chase at the end, and it didn't, and it kind of bummed me out because I think that would have been great. When I say bendy style, I do not mean a linear chase. That's not what I mean. I mean, take the creature that you have created in this 2D form, turn it into 3D, and have it chase the guy. If you want to do linear, that's fine. My bash wasn't on the linear, it was on the bendy style. Black and white is good. Just if, for 3D you need to do a lot of shading with black and white, use the vast shades of gray. Where's the point? It has the potential to be 3D, but it is good as is. I like the idea of multiple endings, even though I didn't get to see them. This one, very similar to A Quiet Place in the fact that I think it could have been good horror. It markets itself as horror. And I don't know if there was a way to make it lean more towards horror, but if it just, for a moment, and there was a moment I said this in the video, we were doing parkour and it was like shove people in lava. If it just hard cut to a very graphic, realistic scene and just showing you the bodies you just decimated and then hard cut back, that would have been amazing. But it didn't, and it killed me because I saw the potential you could do with something like this. It would have been great. It didn't do it. And because of that, it just didn't work for me. It's not horror in the slightest. Not even a little. And if you're gonna put it out there that it's horror, I think you should lean into it more. Now, there was a moment where it leaned towards it just a little, and maybe I could have done something with that. What I did, there was no horror, and it kind of it just bummed me out. I know that this had good potential to shift into a realistic kind of horror, and it didn't. I wish it did. The Tape. It's a game for sure. That's not me being hateful. Let me explain. We played this game for maybe 2 hours, stuck on one part, because the puzzle, you have to find something that is that small. It's freaking tiny. It has one monster that shows up for a total of 15 seconds, doesn't do anything, there's no chase, just cuts to black and you restart. This game just doesn't work with me. I don't know if you could definitely work on it to make it better, but as it is, it's just not something I would enjoy. It's a puzzle game. There's no horror about it. I think it's marketed as either horror or psychological horror. But the way it's framed with these real tapes, actually found footage tapes, it could have been great. And I just didn't get that when we played it. It sucked. Because I thought it was going to be so good. And so did everyone else. I had 2 or 3 people with me with this. Everyone thought it was going to be great. We saw the found footage. We were like, yes! Then we got in and played it for an hour and a half and went, well, this could have been better, and it just kind of sucked. So, not the game. The game didn't suck. It kind of sucked to have that moment where we were like, well, it could have been better. So it just didn't work for me. Order 13 is the exact opposite. It was amazing. This game was fun. This game was stressful. It had good horror. It got us. It was just good. I think it even has a full game on Steam, or it's about to come out, something like that. I am so willing to play that again. It is something, it's a must play. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. The atmosphere was great. Just like the time I had with it and the people I played with, it was just too good. Okay, Don't Let It Starve. Here's another one I'm going to be a little harsh on. It feels long. Like, the game feels long. That's not me trying to be mean, it just does. And I said this in that video, I've said it in multiple videos. Sound design matters. And this had little to none, which sucks. I think it was the sound design that really killed it. And it just had potential. It just wasn't great. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. It had something, and it just didn't execute it well enough for me to even like give it another chance. Like even if it updated, I probably wouldn't play it. And that's kind of the difference between this and this. If these updated and like changed their stuff and it was like a big update, I would play this again. I would not give these a second shot. And I think Don't Let It Starve was good. Don't get me wrong. It was designed well. It had good, like, mechanics and a decent idea. I just don't think it was executed well enough for me to ever try it again. I feel like I'm being really harsh. I think the sound design needs work. I think there needs to be more of a monster rather than just two eyeballs. I think there needs to be a little story or something to grasp onto because it's just lacking something. And it is a large enough something for me to be like, I don't think I'm ever going to play this again. Which sucks because I wish it didn't have to be like that. Not a bad game. I want to make that clear. These are not bad games. They either just didn't work for me because I don't like the style, or I think they're missing something to where it's just not fixable unless you fill in that gap. And even then, I don't know if I'd give it a second shot. Except this one. Like, if they went and they were like, okay, we've really leaned into horror. We've got the good stuff in here now. I might play that one again just to see. But I just don't think I'd give these a second shot because it's missing something, or it just doesn't click with me. It's Not Me, It's You. One of the best games. This is gonna be dumb. I love this game, and I don't know why. I think it reminds me a little of Octodad, and like it should be on the VR. And I love it so much that I wish it had more to it. It has potential to be beautiful. It needs, first of all, I would love to be able to take this game, if I had the skills, and throw it in VR, because that is what it needs. It so desperately needs to be in VR. It also needs to add some more mechanics. I think it's really good. I would put it up here, but it just needs work. and I wouldn't play it again until it has work. So it's good as is, but it has the potential to be so much more. Inside Job, it's good as is. It's just a sweet little reverse tower defense game. I think it's fine. I don't know if it has the potential to be more. I think it's good as is. So, Blackjack Ascension. Another game I think is good as is. I think there could be more added to it. I think it's addicting to a point. I think it could be more addicting. There is another game, Blackjack Wise, that is definitely a little more addicting, and that's because it has a little more to it. I really like it. I think there are ways you as a player can make it harder. I think there's a way you as a player can make it easier on yourself. I think it's just a good game. It has the potential to be more. I would play it again, but I think it has more potential to add more to it than it would belong up here. I think it just has that potential. But potential to do what? Trying to think of like a specific example. I don't know. I'm going to put it, if I can't find a way for it to be better, I'm going to put it up here instead. Because I think I've given an example of how these could be better. Maybe? Or if they're good. Because this one could have had more dialogue, or could have dipped into 3D a little bit, or found footage. This one could be more because it's within that kind of genre of horror, it can always be more. This one's just good. This one's good, but could be more with a 3D aspect. This one's good, but I mean, they're survey horror. It could always be more. This one's good. This one's good. This one could be more with like a longer storyline. Yeah, I think I've given an example for all of these. So if I can't find an example, I'll probably put it up here or down here. Pretend It's Not There is a good one. I think it's too short to captivate on its own. There's a word I'm looking for and it's not coming to mind. To expand on its own story, but I think it has a story that could be expanded on. I don't think it has the potential, that specific game. I think the world building has potential. I think there could be more games. I don't think this specific game has potential to be anything more than it already is. I think it could be a foundation for more. So I think it's just a good game. Silk Bulb Test. Survey horror that did it right. I don't want to say that like nobody else has done it correctly, but this is really grasped at the potential. This is the potential I keep talking about. This is the potential I was looking for. This is potential. It says it's going to come out on Steam. It's been a couple years, so I don't know. But demo-wise, so good, so good. It dips into found footage-ish. It has a 3D aspect to it. It has monsters. It has a almost liminal space to it with some decent scares. It takes the tension and strangles it for all it's got. It is just a really good game. I'm putting this up here. It is fantastic. I wish there was more to it. I wish more survey horror grasped at the potential like that did. This game is Play With Him. That one. This is another one similar to a game I have seen that does it a little better. It just needs to be longer, I think. I don't know if there's 2 endings. I would assume there is. I think it just needs more, and it'll be really good. I would play it again to see if there's another ending, but I think it has more potential than me playing it again. It needs more games, more ability to make the creature mad, more interaction with the creature. There could be more dialogue, there could be even dialogue choices. There's just a lot you can do with this that I think could have more. Okay. I don't know. I think it's... Oh yeah, Malpractition. This game is... This is the one where you sacrifice people. And if I'm right, it was one of my favorites of, like, that genre. So, Malpractition, even though it was kind of difficult to understand the riddles, but I think that's just me, I really liked it. It had a good concept to it. I think it even had a little existential, like, crisis. I really like it. I really, 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 really like it. I would actually play it again to see what the other ending is. I really like this game, and I really like the concept. I love the idea that this had, and I think it just capitalized on it really well. I think, of course, it could use work, but I think Malpractition did it well. Cataplex. That's one I don't remember all too well. That's not a bad thing. I've played a lot of games. Cataplex. It had that, old Game Boy-esque style to it, I think. I think it's in the same-ish genre of survey horror, again. I think it has an idea that others don't, though. It was a survey about a game, and I think that really does have potential, because you could morph into the game and have horror be in the game. So I think it really does have potential, and I think it's okay. I think it has potential to be more. As it is as survey horror, I think it's good. As it is, it's good. I think the potential is within the actual game itself. One Cup of Cocoa. Short, sweet, simple. Not too much to say. I think it got me a couple of times because the jump scare. I think it needs more endings, but it has a couple of good dialogue choices. I don't think I'd play it again. I think it's just a decent game that you could add more dialogue choices to. The Chef Shift. Okay. This is another one of those typing games. I think it's even a demo, which is insane to me because it goes on for so long. I don't even think I don't even think we finished it all. Because I got to a point where my typing skills just weren't good enough. I think it's good. I've played it again. I just haven't gotten as far as I did in the video. So I would play this again, definitely. I think it is a cute story. I think it's just a fun game, really. Yeah, I mean, it's just really fun. It's really good. Yeah, just play it again. I'm probably gonna play it again soon, actually. Okay, driving home. This is more psychological, but I remember the ending because of the face. That one was so unnerving. I don't know if it was Uncanny Valley or what, but it was just unnerving. That makes me want to put it higher, because I think it's good. I wouldn't play it again, though. But it is good. That face. I don't know. I think it's good. I really love what that ending was. I think it's just good. I don't think it has the potential to be more. I think the monster design is incredible, though. Listen to Simon was a good one, graphics-wise. I think the premise was fun. I think the ending's a little... Maybe there are 2 endings? I don't remember. I think it's good. I wouldn't play it again. Of course, I do think it has, like, my side level potential with something like this. Reminds me of Vigil, actually, a little. These two could be in the same general genre, which is interesting. It has potential. So the potential is just furthering your exploration through, like, different levels, kind of like a Portal vibe. With it ending in either you finding out that life is hopeless and there's just a pile of bodies like they did in Vigil, or beating the system, like I think they did in Portal. I don't remember the ending to Portal. But yeah, that's the potential I see in that, but it's good as is. This one that I don't remember the name of. Roulette Syndrome. That's what it's called. This is the one I was talking about, that counteracts Blackjack Ascension. Counteracts? Contests with? Whatever. It is so addicting. So addicting! Especially with the little guy in the middle, and I did say that I would like him to have more voice lines, that you could do more with the story. Obviously, the creator is currently working on a different project, and this is kind of like a side project, which is fine, of course. I actually have been following the main project, and I cannot wait to see what becomes of that. But this side project is actually really fun. I would definitely play it again. It's very addicting. I think I even went over time. Like, I think I had a set time that time around, and I went over time playing this. But it is, honestly, it's just really, really good. It's really fun. It's really addicting. I would play it again. I mean, yeah, I think there could be more to it, so I can't put it up here, but I will play it again. I would play it again, now will. Okay, this is, what is it, Sharon's Optal? I think that's what it's called. I could be pronouncing it wrong. Either way, good game. Really great source material to pull from. I love mythology, and I think that great. I don't know if there are multiple endings. It looks like there is. I spent 45 minutes trying to find a different ending. I don't think it's fully fleshed out yet, so it needs work. I see the potential within it, but for now it needs more work than I see potential. Also, it's more of a game of luck, but I love the buckshot roulette kind of inspiration. Yeah, I just really... I enjoyed it. I think it had good source material to pull from. I just think it needs some work in the multiple endings department, because it definitely looks like it has multiple endings, but I tried and kind of failed, so I don't know if it does. Blood Money! The game, I was gonna say Prodigal Son. This does have multiple endings. It is really good. It's a really good game. It is truly incredible. I love the idea. I don't know if it needs work. Because it was fine to replay. I think it's good as is. I don't think I'd play it again. I think I've played it twice and that's enough. The only way I'd play it again is if I got like a, what are they called? I'm gonna call it an automatic clicker because I can't think of the name right now. And I did it without hurting him. I think that's the only ending that I haven't gotten, if there is an ending for that. And I would like to see that. Otherwise I think it's just good. So, I mean, it doesn't have potential to be more. So I think I'd put it up here. I'd play it again to get that final ending. It Has My Face. A game that has yet to come out on Steam. Or has it? Never mind, it has come out on Steam. I just double checked. It's $10, and I will play this eventually, the full game, because here's the praise. I love this idea. I love this game. It has a story that I'm very interested in. I think the graphics are good. I think it's quick gameplay with, like, it doesn't feel long. It doesn't feel, like, too drawn out. It has good mechanics. It has multiple weapons. It's just good, like really good. But of course it needs to go further with the story, hence the reason why it's out on Steam for $10. I think this was like the demo. I would play it again, but I'd have to put the actual game up here. And I've yet to play that. Handshakes. This is just a cute, fun game. Kind of a puzzle type thing. Not much to say about it. It's fine. I think it has good, fun music. I think the mechanics are fine. Yeah, it's just a fun, short game to play. Organ Failure. Another one where... So this is another Buckshot Roulette inspired, or it feels inspired by Buckshot Roulette. And I said this in the video, it just needs to, first of all, work on the AI, because I don't know if it was luck or if it's the AI, but I won by almost doing nothing. And two, it needs to figure out its mechanics a little more. It just needs to flesh them out a bit, because truthfully there are, and I go more in depth on this in the video, but I think when you kill the patient and you get something for it, but it goes down, it's just unnecessary, and that kind of completely removes that mechanic that you've given, and you don't want to remove a mechanic you've given. So I think it needs more work, if that makes sense. It just needs more work. I would definitely give this a second shot if it updated. I don't know if it has. I haven't checked on it in a minute. Wrong Floor. This is just a good game that I would only play to show someone, but I would still play again, and I don't want to put it here. Because I would definitely play it again to show somebody. Because I think the monster is good. I think the story, the very thin story, is fine for it. I think it keeps the tension high. I think it's our good space to be in. It feels very claustrophobic. I think it's just good, and I would play it again definitely to show a couple people actually. What is this one? Aptitude. We played this fairly recently. It was another horror test. It was shortly after Only Humans, too. Okay. Aptitude was the one with the same developer as Mr. Magpie's Harmless Card Game, which I have up here. Somewhere. Where is it? Somewhere up here, I think. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. I thought it was further up. This is another one where it needs work because there's no audio to it. And I think if you're gonna do survey horror and you're not gonna switch into found footage or 3D or whatever, like a broken record over here, it needs sound and it doesn't, so it needs work. Yeah, it needs work. It's one of the ones I'm gonna put down here that needs work because I would put it up here as it has potential if it had sound, but right now it needs more work than it is, like, just good as is. Rinse and Repeat was a good one that kind of confused us because we didn't know what to do, but I think that offers replayability. It's not too long, it has multiple endings. It was kind of fun. I wouldn't play it again, but I'd say it's just a good game. Is it 1980, 1960 Backrooms? It uses voice. The problem is, I feel like it didn't use the mic at all to do anything. And, like, we weren't exactly being quiet. I think it's good. It obviously has a good base to pull from. It has its own... I kind of like where they're taking it. I know it has potential to be more. Obviously, this is a demo. I think the full version's on Steam. So it's good. I would play it again. I'd play the full version. Not it, but I'd play the full version. But I think it needs to use the mic more, definitely. This is a very short game. I don't remember the name. Hold on. Okay, it's called Break. It's short. It's not my type of game because I thought it was gonna be a little more upbeat. It's very chill. It has some good mechanics. It has good controls. It's a good idea. It just doesn't resonate with me well, and that's fine. Only Humans. The captcha game that I wish had sound. I have said it once, I'll say it again. I'll say it 1,000 times until the day they put me in the ground. Sound is so important, not just for horror games, for all games. It creates atmosphere, and when you don't have it, your scares don't hit as well. This game could have gotten me. I would have been scared if it had sound, and it didn't. And it's a bummer because it was so good. Like that jump scare that it was trying was so good. It just didn't have the sound it needed to back it up. Don't Open Your Eyes is a more narrative-driven game that doesn't lean too far into horror. I like it. I think the voice actor stays in character. I would play it again to see if there is another ending. I like the kind of story and dialogue it has. Yeah, I think it's just good as it is, and I'd play it again. Vigil. Another game, this is actually the full game. It's released on Steam. I don't know if they're going to update it because this has... I don't want to say potential, because I think it also has grasped its potential well. It doesn't need... I don't know what that was. It doesn't need to be more. It could if it wanted to. Would I play it again? No. I think the ending is set in stone. But I think it's a good game that everyone should play. First of all, it's a weeping angel. Second of all, it does something no other horror game has ever done, at least to my knowledge, and it uses the camera to track your blinking. Incredible. Incredible game. Incredible. I am so happy I stumbled upon this. Honestly, I think it's a must-play. If you're gonna get into horror, if you want to be terrified, that game. It's good. The space where it's set is good. Just overall, really decent horror game. Decent, really good horror game. It's a great horror game. It is one of my all-time favorites that I've ever played, so. Okay, we are coming to the last couple. I don't think these are in order anymore. I don't think they have been for a while, but Deathbed. Short, sweet game. Not much to say about it. Loved the graphics. Loved the idea. There's multiple ways you can end your family members. I think the game is great. Yeah, it's just good as is. Of course, it has potential to be further, which is different levels or whatever. Or even Ghost Grandpa. I don't know. But it's wonderful. It's just a short game that I really liked. A simple test needs more to it. It's fine as it is. I think it could use more. It needs work. It needs to be a little longer before you just cut people off. It needs... Yeah, I think that's it. It just needs more tests before you cut people off. I think instead of being like, you're doing fine, then one wrong answer, oh, you suck, go to making the test harder and harder until they're impossible, or doing a couple more until you're like, well, you suck. I just think that's what it needs. Assessment examination. I think it needs voice acting. I don't think it needs. I think it would benefit from voice acting. But I think it's really good. It has some found footage. It has some voice acting, actually. But I'm talking about between the 911 operator and the person. I think it would benefit from some voice acting. It has the test. It has the found footage-ish. It has that call. And I said that I would love to see... This game is good. It doesn't need any more. But I would love to see a conversation between a 911 operator and victim like 647, when they already know the alternates. Like if we followed a fresh 911 operator through his training and the first call he took where he knew he couldn't help that person, and we went through the like escapism or the existential dread, or just that journey of you're a human, so of course you're gonna feel awful for these people, and these people, there's no escape. You can't do anything. You just have to listen to them die. I think that's I feel awful saying this. I think that's a wonderful concept. And I would love to see that. So I think it's good. I don't think I'd play it again. I think it's good, and I think the world has potential. And look at that. We're done. That's... I am happy with that. I am very happy with that. So, yeah. We have the best of the best up here at the very top. The would play again, but maybe it needs something small or something. Good as is, or good as is but has potential. They're good, or they need just a little more. Needs work. I'd give it a second chance if it updated or if it had a big update, but it needs work to be good. These just didn't vibe with me, or they were missing something. Kinda sucks, but whatever. Yeah, that's okay. We did it. That was a lot. Okay. Wow. I will probably do another one of these, not in the near future, but in the future enough to where it's not 60 plus games. That was fun though. I really enjoy talking about these in a deeper aspect than I do in the actual videos, because usually it's only like a 1 to 2 minute little, yeah, this was good, maybe it needs this. I like talking about them more in depth, and I don't know if I do that well here, but I feel like it's better here. So yeah, I think that's good, and hopefully I do one of these a little sooner next time. But yeah, thank you for sitting down, thank you for watching, and thank you for hopefully enjoying as much as I did, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. The next one either being the full game of Dead Seat, the full game of them, or part of the full game of Dollmare. I really want to get into those. But yeah, for now, bye.